Okay, so we have our list. Where is my phone? I'm really excited. So, do you see these pants? See these pants? Do you see these pants? Do you see my pants? They are a size 40 waist because I have lost enough weight that I fit into smaller pants. I just barely fit into them, but I fit into them. I can get them up. I can get them zipped. That's all that matters to me. I'm excited. I'm real excited. Okay. We're gonna mute that a sec. I'm in the middle of making a video. So the next thing that I do is I'm doing my morning workflow. I've got these stickers. So I eat oranges for breakfast. I like to, when I'm having breakfast, and I like to have my coffee in the morning after I've done my meditation and I've gotten ready for the day, do my first journal of the day, which is, this is kind of just like my private journal. It's kind of just like my everyday journal. I usually just do about 3 pages a day. I've been doing this one since about May, and it's September now. So it takes me a while to get through these journals. Yeah, so I will work on these journals for quite a while. But I really like having just like an everyday kind of like journal to write in and just have to work on. Yeah, so I will work on this in the morning. It takes me about anywhere from 20 minutes to half an hour, depending. Sometimes it takes longer. It depends on if I get distracted or not. But yeah, so I have that journal. So that's the second journal I work on during the day. Okay. When I stare off, I'm looking out the window, just so you know, because it's really pretty out this morning and there's light that's hitting the trees and I'm just admiring it. So if you see me staring off, first of all, I'm checking chat, but I'm also checking the window. So I'm looking out the window. It's a very peaceful morning. There's like, I don't know if you can hear it, because I don't know if my mic's picking it up, but there's like, because I've got the window open, but there's like a slight sound of crickets, because we're coming on the tail end of just, because the sun is just about coming out, so there's like slight sound of crickets. I don't know, it's very peaceful. It kind of reminds me that my hometown where I live in Muskegon, the name Muskegon is derived from a Native American word called marshy land. And so sometimes when I hear the crickets and like the bugs, you know, it sounds kind of like marshland. It's like that. It does sound like that remnants of marshland. It's like that ghost sound. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it's sort of like we built on top of marshland, and you can still hear the ghost sounds of what remains of that marshland. Yeah. It's like the land remembers. What you doing? What you doing, kitten? You sitting at the window? You gonna chirp at some birds? You want me to move that stuff for you? You want me to move my microphone for you so you can come over here? Smell my finger. Boop. You want to come here? No, you don't. Boop. You just want to be half on, half off windowsill? Boop. Aren't you uncomfortable? Yeah, there you go. If I just like push on my vagal nerve, maybe it'll pop. Oh, there we go. Last page for today. Oh, so I heard back from my grad professor because I was like freaking out the other day about like, because he leaves these like big long comments on my assignments, and I was like, he's giving me A's on the assignments, but I feel as though like with the comments that like I'm not doing well in the class. Like he's giving me like a huge, like he's criticizing my work, but he's like, you're doing good, but and I was like, because he said something like that I'm not doing a critical enough reading of something. So I was like, I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I must be doing something wrong. So I like emailed him. I'm like, what, is everything okay? Like, am I doing okay in the class? And he's like, you're having to pivot from being a creative writing student and like doing creative writing stuff into like teaching, which most people do their focus in just teaching. So he's like, I'm trying to kind of navigate you from being a student of like English into like a teacher, which like that's kind of a hard transition. So he's like, I'm trying to make the transition kind of easier on you by like navigating that. So he's like, that's why like you have to make a lot of comments, because it's sort of like people get their PhDs and just like teaching. So he's like, you have to kind of give a lot of comments about those sort of things because there's a lot to say about teaching, as far as it goes. So, you know, just one class in, you know, trying to get somebody to learn how to teach, it's sort of like either, you know, it's kind of like a crash course in trying to get somebody to be a teacher. So I have like 20 tabs open on all different forms of teaching, and like, because I'm looking up research papers on like different types of writing instruction, because I'm doing like a bunch of research on different types of English instruction now, and like the way that, so I'm doing a bunch of back research. I feel like I'm so behind when it comes to it because so many people go into English instruction, and so I'm not a person who's going to probably go into writing instruction. So I'm like catching up to all of these people who have double majored or like, you know, gotten their undergrad in, you know, education, and now they're getting their grad degree in like English, you know, creative writing or something. So I'm like, oh man, I don't know. So, because there was one woman who I was in an email chain, and she was like, oh yeah, it was really easy because I got my undergrad in education and I'm a teacher. And I'm like, okay. Oh God. She's like, it was a bird course. I was bored, and I'm like, this is the hardest class I've ever taken. I feel so lost. I don't know any, like, they're talking about all of this stuff, all of these terms and like things as though like everybody's like, you know, aware of these things, and like that this is like some kind of, you know, conversation that everybody's just been having all along. And like, I'm like, hi, welcome to the party. I'm new here. Thank you for inviting me. So I'm like, I've got some catching up to do a little bit. So, yeah, so I'm like, so they're talking about like, you know, pedagogical styles, and I'm like, I've never heard of this. I've never heard of, the way that teaching styles and things like that. This is a very fantastic way of doing things. Thanks for telling me about it. So I'm like, okay. So I've been taking it in stride. I'm doing well in the class. I have like a 98% in the class, so it's not a huge deal, but I do feel quite lost at times. I feel as though I'm doing like, you know, one assignment will take me, you know, all week just to, like, I'm doing lesson. I was emailing my friend Donnie, who's a college professor. He's been a college professor about 10 years. And I'm like, Donnie, this is like the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. I said, how do you how do you lesson plan? And my sister is a teacher too. She's been a teacher for, oh goodness, probably about 20 years. And I'm about to ask her about lesson planning too, because, you know, how do you lesson plan? Like, what is lesson planning? I don't understand. it's like, do people do this every, no wonder why August rolls around for teachers and they're just like, because it's the worst. It's literally the worst. It's the worst thing. It's literally, I hate it. I hate it so much. It's not even that hard of an assignment. Like, it's not like I have to design a whole course yet, I don't think. I only have to do 3 assignments out of a... Because I designed a course that had 12 weeks worth, so I have to pick 3 assignments out of the 12-week course and lesson plan for those. But it's still, like, if you've never done it before and you don't know how to do it, it's still, like... It's sort of like working a muscle. It's like, if you've never worked a muscle before, it's like very difficult. So it's sort of like, I'm just like, how much do I have to do for this assignment, and how detailed does he want me to get? Does he want me to make presentations and things for this assignment? Because it's like, how detailed does he want me to get here? Because, you know, I don't know. So I'm like, I'm freaking out a little bit, because it's like, how, you know, like, does he want me to find books, like, to do, like, does he, because for lesson planning, you have to find, like, because to design a course, you have to find, like, materials and things like that, and you have to find, like, you know, resources and stuff. So I'm like, I'm trying to find the resources necessary to, like, do the, because for the lectures and things like that. So I'm like, do I want to design the PowerPoint presentations and stuff like necessary for this? Does he want me to design the PowerPoint presentations, or does he just want me to kind of do, like, and I do a PowerPoint presentation? So I'm like, so I'm freaking out a little bit about, like, his expectations of me. So, because as a grad student, you're like, can I get by with doing less? Can I get by with doing just slightly less than I need to? Because I will go whole hog, and I will make PowerPoint presentations, and I will do, like, detailed research, and I will look up textbooks that I need and get all of the detailed information that I need, because that's just who I am. That's just who I am, and that's the burden of the overachiever. And, you know, I just, because we were doing peer review, and I was looking at other people's syllabuses, and I was like, where's your you know, course outline? Like, you don't have like a week-to-week course outline. And I was like, I must have been too detailed, because they didn't even have, like, what they expected week to week, like, for assignments and things like that. And I was like, did I do too much? Someone went more detailed than I did, because they didn't exactly ask, like, because he kind of left it open about, like, what kind of class that you could do. And so someone was developing, like, a STEM course, and so they had, like, they developed, like, a cool, like, graph, or, you know, like and they had, like discussion, like an agenda of, like, and, like, dates and things like that. I was like, whoa, like, that, they blew me out of the water. I was like, wow, I feel very, like, I was like, not as detailed as that, but also a little bit more detailed than someone else. And I was like, I kind of wanted to steal the agenda, like, the way that they had it set up like that, because it looked very, like, detailed and neat. It was very pretty. And I was like, I kind of liked the way that they had the discussions. Like, you had discussions, and then assignments, and then, like, and it was like nice and neat and set up, and like all of the expectations were set up there. And I was like, oh, that's very nice looking. And I was like, I might steal that. I might steal that. And I guess that's like the point of peer review, is that you learn from each other, and like you grow as people. Like you kind of like steal ideas from each other, and like you learn from each other and things like that. So, but that was kind of like nice about, but that's kind of like what I like about grad school, is that, we talk to each other and we learn from each other. But that's kind of the nice part about my university. So, anyway, I should probably finish this journal entry and get started on my grad school. I'm about a third of the way through the lesson planning. I still have to figure out some things. If I don't do the PowerPoint presentation for the first assignment. So if I just kind of glaze over it, I've got a third of it done. If I haven't found like textbooks, I need to find some articles for the resources, I think, because I kind of want to reference articles for the resource part of it, just so I have like something specific to, because I want something at least to like say, hey, I have done some research about like this for, something. So maybe not textbooks, but maybe like research articles at least. So maybe something like that at least. I'm not sure what he's looking for. I might read the rubric again. I could email him. He seems like he's pretty up on his email. I'm not sure. I'll power through. Okay, so what's the question of the day? So I'm almost done with this. I've got one more day. My 5-year journal. It said, "Where did you go today?" And I said, "The land of the mind." That's such a cop-out. Because I had a really good meditation this morning. So, because it's still early, so I haven't actually gone anywhere. I'm not planning on going anywhere today. But I have just one more day, and then it'll be completely full. One question a day journal. It'll be completely full. I might make a video about this, and we'll flip through some days and kind of look at the 5-year questions and look at some random days. Hi, how's it going? Fresh flicks. Say that 5 times fast. All right. So we've got that done. So what else is on the docket today? We've got breakfast done. So grad work is on. If you look at the description, I've got my to-do list on there. So I'm not going to show you my homework. I'm working on grad work. I'm doing my workflow for today. So right now we're working on, I'm just pulling up my grad homework. I just finished journaling for the morning. I do have other journals that I have to work on today, but that's later on in the day. I probably won't vlog that. Classwork, seminar, and writing instruction. Is it in here? No, it's not. Journal 6. Okay, so let's see. So I wanted to pull it from my syllabus. So the first one I was doing was about Ishtar. So the second one I wanted to talk about was going to be, which one was I going to do? I was going to do Margaret Cavendish. Newcastle Pontine. Okay. Okay, so we're doing Lady Cavendish, and resources are, what poems are we looking at? An apology for her poetry. The Duchess to her readers. Man's short life and foolish. Oh, did it? Foolish ambition. Or those materials. I want that under materials. I don't want that under resources. Time is 120 minutes. Description. What do we want for description? What did I put down for Ishtar? Okay. Okay. Maybe I'm just overthinking this. Okay. We got that one started. I need to do instructional procedures. Let's see. Do I want to do it similar to the first one? I'm not sure how to start this class. I'll think about it. I'll come back to it. I've got it started. That's a lot more than I've got done. I'll come back to it later today. I'm just chipping away at it. I'm happy with that. I'm happy that I got that much done. Because that puts me at about 15, 20% more done. That's a good chunk. Okay. Let's do some poetry tech. Do you want to watch me do some poetry? I'll read some poetry today too. I'll type it up and then I'll read it if you are curious. Do we want to do another November? November was actually a pretty good month for me. I did 3 notebooks in November of 2023. I was on fire. March was kind of a bad month. I didn't like March because I didn't have a notebook. So I have all these like loose leaves. And the writing is not as good, in my opinion. But I have all of these, like... July was a pretty good month too. But, okay. So, let's do a November. Okay, so... Here we go. We're gonna lower this. We're gonna get a Word document. You see this okay? Here we go. Oh, that's Calibri. Move that out of the way. Perfect. What's that word? Okay, we got November. Okay, here we go. Not knowing how to get out. The weather threatens me with icy intentions. My body can't handle the path today. The exploration halted. There's nothing to be seen here. There's nothing for me in these shallows. I am on my own. I sit instead in the heater with the warmth of car, running gasoline expectation, my cozy womb of light and love. Oh, that would be better to say. Light and love. Light and love. That's better. wondering in my possible paranoia if anyone will appear as I feel followed by 10,000 eyes of people coming by. It's hard to feel like that the length of how to feel, the stress of how to be, and instead of what is, the feeling of drowning inside myself as the wind whips forcefully and not knowing how to get out. Yeah, that's good. I like it. Let's do another one. Boop, 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 boop. Can you see it okay? Yeah, it looks good. Let's move this over for me a little bit. Mm-hmm. It delights to see me afraid. A truck comes but disappears down some route and I feel lost, watched. I suddenly feel tired of the way I've lived today, pushing through the motions of expectations. The dune grass bristles and I turn within myself, the pull of anxiety that heads off into the night, the cloudy remains of gray, trying to get some kind of sun on my poor body, the angling frustration as they pulled up, whatever they were doing, whatever do I care? My heart has tempted the peace that circles the drain. They are trying to get a reaction out of me, pure and simple, the way it delights them to see me afraid. Yeah. going on the short list. Okay, let's do another one. Ooh, this is a good one. I remember writing this one. Oh, what's that word? I think it's knees. Goodness, that's the problem with writing on your steering wheel. Pupper. I'm merely a hamstring pupper. And rebellious. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? I'm not sure if that's the way I want to organize it. But I like... Untimely flesh of the saints. The weather witches come and stand up on high, clacking and slapping their knees. Don't trust any of them. They're the most passive-aggressive of the bunch. True leader and denouement anger. They do not understand truth and reality. How it shines. It shines. My life is without me. I am merely a hamstringed puppet on a string, living a life of solitude in rebelliousness to the cause. I am the temptation of the strength that attempts to hold me down and pacify me, the futile attempt because I am a lion, death-speared and wild, hungry for the outermost feast of the untimely flesh of the saints. Oh, I love that last line. I am a lion, death-speared and wild, hungry for the outermost feast of the untimely flesh of the saints. Wonderful. I love that line. So good. Because to me, it's sort of like they're trying to pacify me, and it's sort of like, just tear them apart. I'll tear their saintliness, and, you know, they do this in rebelliousness to me, and I will tear them apart. They think I'm a puppet, but I will tear my strings down, and I'll tear their holiness, their idea of holinessness from them. I'll rend their flesh from their bodies. You know, it's interesting. Anyway, that's it's funny. It's a good poem. Okay, let's do another one. See, I was on fire in November. I was like, yeah. Mm. Mm. This is so heavy up here. Hang on, let's break this up a little bit. Hunger. Perfect. I like it. I like that. That's good. Okay. Shipping in and out of dreams. Pull down from the heavens, the guarded. The waves blow in like day animation. Unreal, surreal definition. The bird flies overhead. A dream fiend that finds in kind. And I am a transfer of heavens, having gone away from myself. I am tottering on the dance of the sugar plum fairies. The bird cries out, and I know not for what recognition. Hunger, for the sake of the screen. A boat appears in harbor. It has come to pass and shows its face. I am grounded now in the real. It all drives itself in reality as the ship, tugboat really, disappears beyond. Interesting. It might need a little bit more work, but I think that's not terrible. I kind of like it. It's got good potential. Might do a little bit more editing on it, but it's a good start. Save. Okay. Let's do another one. How many I got so far? 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do a couple more. And then I'll move on to something else. Are you enjoying these? I hope you are. I enjoy doing these. I hope you like hearing my silly butt reading poetry early in the morning. If you like me reading, I could read books to you too. I heard that people like reading, being read to. Okay. Listen to me groan about money. Oh no. Oh no. Resources I don't have. The green marker pulls me away as the car goes on its way. It's seen all it can see. The fisherman has had enough of the breeze and he too takes off. I am left on my lonesome, a poet with my words. The wind, the waves, and sky to comfort me, the old friends of the fall to stay with me. My neck pops and the day lazily continues on its predefined path. This is the beachfront, tries to set up house on the sand, to live in the expensive house which lives the beach. Seems like a dream I'll never get to live. That's for other folks with too much money and resources I don't really have. It's funny. Well, I don't have enough money to be a rich beachfront property.
Cry about it. I can drive down to the beach. It's really okay. I was thinking about this yesterday, about how, because I was listening to somebody talk about money yesterday, and I realized, just when we complain about resources, it's sort of like, you know, you think about it, just how lucky you are with the things that you have, and how blessed you are with the things that you have, and how good things are, and that you just sort of make things work. I don't know. I mean, not everybody has that, but sometimes, for me personally, I'm blessed in certain ways, and so I just was thinking about that with my personal life, that I was blessed in certain ways, and that I was complaining about things that I shouldn't be complaining about. Oh, that's 90s guitar. Electric guitar. Nobody seems to commit to their actions. Does it? Why did I write that? Nobody seems to commit to me. Commit to their actions to me. I am frightening in ways. Oh, I see. Nobody seems to... I don't want to change... I'm going to change that line. I don't like that line. I like that better. Okay. Yeah, I like that better than what I had. Sometimes you gotta change things. Alright, here we go. A time undefined. Empty. My mind is empty. The world has sucked away from me all the definable things. Let's put... Is it N dash? I didn't know the name of it. Thank you, John Green. Listening to the radio, hoping for the next line comes, hearing the screech of an old 90s electric guitar and feeling glossed over like a beach scene in front of me that doesn't seem real, but it is. Truly it is. And my childhood melts into my 30s, which has been weird, to say the least, and listless and undefinable, except that I seem to see time passing year by year beyond me, things that are happening, and that's a thing I can say for sure as the world turns around me, but nobody seems to know for certain what is going on, except that they are trying their best in ways that they are trying to understand themselves. Much better ending line. I appreciate that. Yes. Let's do it. And cue a time undefinable. I will add that to my short list. Perfect. Let's do one more, and then we will move on to the next thing on my to-do list. Maybe I'll take an orange break. Since it's almost 9. Maybe 10 o'clock. I'll take an orange break. I've had 2 pieces of toast for breakfast. Good poems today. I'm happy with the poetry. Not so happy with the poems yesterday. Poems yesterday were kind of stinko. Those were March poems. March poems I might throw out. I'm not so... Pursuant. Okay, how do we spell pursuant? Pursuant. Do you ever just have like really good months? November was a really good month. That was a good writing month for me. I was very happy with. I was very emo too. I loved it. I think May was a good month too, but I can't remember for sure. Is it bear? Is torture bear to bear down on me? Is it bear down? Hang on. We're gonna look this up because I have to know for sure. Is it... How do you use that expression? Bear down or bear down. To bear down is to reveal something, applying pressure. So it's bear down. To bear down. We want bear down. So to reveal is to bear down, bear as in to reveal, to bear down, but to put down pressure is to bear down. Okay. Okay, let's read this. This is the perfect way. Perfect note to end the poetry segment on today. It's called Pursuant and Free. I am the push and pull of dramatic tension within me that has no beginning and no ending. I am sitting here, recluse, feeling misery in my pain, feeling large, overwhelming, tractable. I can do one of two things right now. I can let it swallow me like these waves, take me whole, or I can be the person that finds the path that keeps my own route within me, not allowing the torture bear to bear down on me, but to complete my own cycle and to move on like a living goddess, pursuant and free. It's a good one. All right, so let's move on to the next thing. I hope you're enjoying today's stream so far. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time. So let's check the workflow. So we got Transcendence Writing. So I don't have anything to type up today, so you don't unfortunately get to see me write about Transcendence today. Where is... maybe I'll skip that. Oh, we got commonplace. I could do commonplace stuff. Hang on a sec. I'll be right back. Where's my stuff? Did I not? Where is it now? Here's my notebook for Transcendence. I'm looking for another notebook. What are you looking for? I don't know. I can use this one for now. Oh, I'm looking for my journal. That's what I'm looking for. Hang on a sec. We're gonna find this. Guys, you have to help me find it. Clarity, where is it? I have this one. Oh, you know what it is? Yeah, we're gonna switch this one out. It was propping up my laptop. I was looking for this notebook. Also, it's got little orange stickers on it. Okay. Fantastic. All right, so let's take a break for a minute. Hang out. Let's chat for a minute. So what am I gonna do today after the stream? Well, I gotta do my dishes. My dishes have piled up in my kitchen. I need to clean my kitchen. My kitchen is just a mess. And I need to pick up my house. Yeah, I don't know. Probably gonna have another cup of coffee too. I was thinking about going to make another cup of coffee, but there are so many people in the stream. I'm kind of scared to like just leave all of you like to your own devices because I'm not sure what'll happen if I walk away. So yeah. I also want to read Giovanni's bedroom today sometime. I wanted to work on that today too. Probably take a nap today too. I'm kind of tired. I just kind of want to take it easy. Like I'm doing a lot right now, but I kind of just want to rest easy in the afternoon. Not do too much today. Because I've been doing the most lately. Like the last like week or so, like this is kind of the most productive I've been like in months. And you know, I don't need to push myself like this. You know, it's all right if I do stuff, but you know, I don't need to go wild. But I could read to you if somebody says something. I'll read to you if you want. I'll get a book. I'll give you some options if you want. Let me see. I could read off my phone. You got a Kindle. Let's see. Hi, kitten. I was reading Northwoods because I was at the pharmacy. Oh, I could read Frankenstein. Would you like to hear? Because Mary Shelley's birthday was the other day. I could read you Frankenstein. Or I could read you the complete poetical works of Edgar Allan Poe. Would you like to hear some Poe? I'm really good at reading Edgar Allan Poe. I like to read him sometimes. Let me do that. I'll read some Edgar Allan Poe for you. Oh, is this... Oh, I'm not sure if this is actually his... If it actually has his poetry in here. Okay, here we go. The first poem that I'm going to read of his... Here, should I turn off the music? Do you guys still want the music? I was going to read The Raven if you wanted to hear that. Or do you still want the music? Oh, weirdy. I'll just read it. I'll leave the music on unless you say otherwise. So we've got the Raven. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of some great gentle rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door, "only this and nothing more." Ah, distinctly I remember, it was in the bleak December, each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And silken sad uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating in trance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating in entrance at my chamber door. This it is and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. From my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore." And silken sad uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now to still the beating of my heart I stood repeating. Oh, did I go back again? I think I went back again. Oh. Goodness. I think I got lost. Oh, goodness. Where was I? I think I said, "So now 'tis the beating, 'tis some stranger entreating trance at my chamber door, 'tis it is and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating and no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact it is I was napping, and so you came rapping, so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door, darkness there and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared the dream before. But the silence was unbroken, the darkness gave no token. The only word there was spoken was whispered word, Lenore. Then I whispered, an echo murmured back the word, Lenore. Merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning, soon I heard again a tapping, somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely this is a thing at the window lattice. Let me see." Then, where the threat is, and this mystery explore, let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more. Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of saintly days of yore. None the least obeisance made he, not an instant stopped or stayed he, with mien or lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore, though thy crest be shown and shaven, thou, I said, art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on thy night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answers little meaning, little relevancy bore. Sorry, I haven't practiced this, so. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessing with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such a name as nevermore. I've read it like once or twice to myself, but I haven't practiced it for public consumption, so I apologize. But the raven sitting lonely on that placid bust spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word did heated outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather then he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before, on the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by my reply so aptly spoken, doubtless, said I, what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master, whose unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one unburden bore, till the dirges of his hope and melancholy burden bore, or never, nevermore. But the raven still beguiling all my sad soul into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself into linking fancy upon fancy, into thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant into croaking, nevermore. This I sat engaging into guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl of whose fiery eyes now burned into bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining, onto the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er she shall press, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed by an unseen censer, swung by seraphim, whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee, respite, respite thy nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, thy tempter sent, and weather tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home of horror haunted. Tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by thing that heaven bends above us, that by that God we both adore, tell this soul with soul laden, if within distant Aden this shall clasp a sainted maiden, whom the angels named Lenore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels named Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked upstarting, get thee back into the tempest and night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy sooth hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit that bust above my door. Take that beak from out my heart. Take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven never flitted, is still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, and his eyes all have seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadows on the floor, and my soul from out the shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. I hope you enjoyed that. Oh, that was fun. That was fun. Okay. That was a nice little break. I got pretty good there. I started picking up the flow a little bit. I'm not used to reading out loud, so I guess I do with my poetry, but it's different reading other people's stuff, so it's a very long poem. In grad school, I was reading a thing about how Edgar Allan Poe talks about poetry, and he said that a poem is just long or short enough as it needs to be, and a poem can be very long, and it can say a whole lot, and be the perfect size, or it can be very short and concise and be the right size, as long as you're saying what you need to say within that time period, like within the word count. It doesn't matter how long or how short a poem is, as long as you use your words appropriately. So you can write these long epics, and as long as you use those words appropriately, it doesn't matter how long you use those for. He wrote a whole essay about it. It was very interesting. I was studying it last semester, and he was talking about it, and I was like, yeah, I was thinking deeply about word counts, because for a while there I was feeling kind of inadequate, because I write these poems that are like 20 lines, 25 lines. And so I see these poets, and they write like pages and pages of poetry. And I was feeling like inadequate, because I was thinking like my poetry wasn't as good as, say, like professional poets, or like poets who are, major poets. And so I read this essay by Edgar Allan Poe, and I was feeling like kind of empowered, because what I say with my poetry is, I feel like I don't need to use as many lines as other poets, because I use what I want to say. I can say within a certain number of lines of a poem, and sometimes I use more lines, but usually I feel like I need to say within a certain number of lines. And so I felt empowered by Edgar Allan Poe. Poe reached through history to tell me it was okay. So it made me feel good. Thank you, Edgar Allan Poe. You're an angel. You're a sweetheart. You have your problems, but you have your problematic history, just like every other writer from that time period, I suppose. Okay. Am I doing some writing? Am I taking a break? Okay, guys. I think I'm gonna end the stream, because I wanna. I know we're kind of chill hanging out, but I'm gonna kind of lay down and do some writing, I think, and I might take a nap, because I'm feeling kind of tired. But thanks for hanging out with me, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. I might stream a little bit later, but yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. I had fun. So I'll see you on the next one.